Hey guys, just wanted to talk about 2025 and what could possibly happen in the market regarding how high we can go and how I'm thinking about taking profit here and how risky things get, in my view, as we go up. Just zoomed out view 2017, 2021, and now. Just this past week, we had that big economy data come out. Going in here to the hourly, we can see RIP, anybody that capitulated down here. Seemed like a pretty big shakeout. We got that data right here and just went full blown sproing mode here and ran into kind of 100K round number meme here. A little bit of a cool off here and back up. Not to get lost in the sauce here, but things are generally looking super rosy. If we just go back to the daily, basically we are right now in a range. I'm just going to draw this really rough. I have this better on another chart, but just to give you a rough idea, we are basically kind of here at this resistance point with the range. And then for any traders out there that are gonna sell here, I mean, this is a pretty attractive place to sell or short if you're insane. I generally don't sideline or short in these conditions, but you know, this is something people might be doing here. So we pumped a ton. We got kind of put on pause here, but this is going to resolve to the upside in my opinion. But let's zoom back out, get back to the main idea of this video. Let's go to the weekly chart just to recontextualize this. 2017, 2021. Now, you know, going back here, we had kind of ETF rumor pump, cooled off a little bit. Then we got the ETF blasted off to new all-time high prematurely, just based off the kind of once in an asset class's history event here. Went above all-time high, and then we kind of did our like year of chop here, which is actually bullish. You know, this is a big ass new foundation from which to pump, which we did. Trump won here. He's obviously super bullish crypto and is, you know, obviously going to support this market. We're seeing a lot of signs of that now, so we pumped here. And then now finally we get to this little chop here, and that brings us to present day. I'm not going to really break down what happened in this range, but the TLDR is got that Trump win, plus Saylor just dropping billions and billions of dollars in here, a couple scam pumps, all more visible on the hourly and daily, but that's not super important right now. Let's get into 2025. And one sort of possibility I see happening here. We'll zoom up here. I'll start drawing this in. So I think we could get up to 3 pushes higher. Right now we're at around 100K. And I would guess, gun to my rod, we could go into early 2026, assuming we get something approximating the 4-year cycle meme. So that's kind of my base case. We could obviously top much sooner than that, or even a little bit later than that, depending on how broader market tailwinds shake out. But let's just start doodling. I'm going to draw in basically the 3 pushes I see. We're going to get, and by gonna, I mean I'm guessing, 1 to kind of the vaguely mid 100s, low to mid 100s, maybe like 125 to 150. Then we're going to get some sort of consolidation. And we could get another one going to kind of the high hundreds, something like that. And then some sort of consolidation. And finally, we could get one more push up. And then there probably would be some sort of distribution or consolidation. So this isn't guaranteed. None of these are guaranteed. But here's kind of how I'm thinking about these. I'm going to label these as I go. This push up here, to me personally, I call this virtually guaranteed, right? We have macro tailwinds. We got Trump coming in. Gensler's gone. Massive deregulation. We're not frothy or overheated here at all. There are indicators you can look at. Here's one I like that layers all the on-chain indicators. When you get pink, it gets super hot. Orange is pretty warm too, though the 2021 kind of like scam higher high here wasn't captured very well. But we're pretty cool here, right? We're still in the brown, not in the orange or yellow. So TLDR, I think this drive up to the low to mid hundreds to me feels like a lock. Anything can happen, like don't take that or anything I say to the bank. But to me, I personally put like kind of a 90 to 95% probability on that, maybe even 99%. I'm the most bullish person you'll meet right now. So I would call this drive up moderate risk. And you might think like, hey, you just said it's guaranteed, to you at least. Why moderate risk? Even though I'm super bulled up, I'm not a moon boy. I've round tripped a lot in past cycles, and I think it's important to keep things in perspective and not get lost in the sauce. Like we bottomed at 16K, and we're up damn near 6x, right? We're up 6x from the lows on Bitcoin, right? Boomer coin, like limited upside, not like a sexy alt. We're up 6x on that. So like when I say I feel like this is kind of all but guaranteed, I still put this at moderate risk because like, in some like nightmare world where we got kind of like Black Swan or something and this was the top, even though I really don't believe that, you could still look at this from the bottom and go like, yeah, okay. In hindsight, sure, why not? Bitcoin did go up 6x, right? It got extended above previous all-time high. Didn't go to where we wanted it to, kind of disappointing, but like plausible, right? So just to keep things sober, I'm just going to put this at moderate risk, even though I think this is kind of a lock, right? So then we would plausibly get a little bit of a cool off here, right? And by the way, don't look at this like exact to this time frame here. This is illustrative. I kind of mean this to end by 2026, but I need room for my squiggles. So then like if this is like kind of a lock, you would want to, if you're an alt guy, which I think we all are, want to, wait for Bitcoin to breathe a little bit here. And then once it chops here and, alts get silly, you would then, good time to sell. I don't think that if you sold here, you could ever possibly get mad at yourself, right? Unless Bitcoin ripped to $1 million or something. But like, if you bought down here or even alts on Discoin in the summer lull here, this is a good time to sell. This isn't too greedy. It's not too conservative either. I think selling down here, a little bit conservative. Selling here, still conservative, given deregulation, macro, blah, blah, blah. On-chain being cold, all the stuff we talked about. This is not a bad time to sell for me. So then where do we go from here? We're at like, maybe Bitcoin 125, maybe 140, maybe we pull up at 150 and kind of bounce around the 140s. Then this next drive up, to me, this is a kind of a probably maybe. I kind of coin toss this roughly. I still think we're going to get, there's a good chance, thinking probabilistically, we get one more push up. Maybe we do like a summer lull and this happens in the fall. Seasonality is definitely a thing with the summer. We could get a push up to like maybe like 160 to 180 to 190, maybe just south of 200. But I consider this push up as south of 200 definitively. Because that's a huge round number meme. And honestly, for me personally, this is, for me, great time to sell. And I'm going to call this drive up and this consolidation here super high risk. This is really high risk. I think that a lot of the people you see on the timeline on Twitter, they'll probably be mostly out here. You have to remember, the loudest voices on Twitter, they were buying down here, right? They didn't re-enter here or here and start buying. They, maybe up here Solana's at like $300, $400, $500 and they're up, 50x on a major in size or something. Like, a lot of people are going to be out here. I'm going to be out here somewhere between 60 to 80% if we get this high. Leaving a moon bag for just in case we do see this final drive here. So this final drive here is going to be just insanely high risk. And this would be from like the high 100s up to 200 and then breaking through 200 to like God knows how high. The sky's the limit. If we can psychologically as a market break above 200 and macro's still looking good and the S&P's looking good, who knows how crazy it can get. I'm going to have very limited exposure to the market, but I would still like to have somewhere between like 10 to 20-ish% of my portfolio here. Though if we do get to the second drive and roll over, like I'm picking up the ball and going home. But for anybody who's crazy enough to be up here holding, if we do get Bitcoin north of 200 into like, let's say the mid 200s, you'd be fucking crazy to not sell here. I would say just like every dollar above baseline is 10x riskier than dollar below. You basically, if you're holding up here, this is kind of the equivalent of like maybe like a 2017 into 2018 blow off where like if you have size in this market at this point, you would probably do well to pull all-nighters with a trembling, greased up, shaky little finger hovering over the sell button, because if it rolls over here and it's this extended, this has got to be like the dying tip of a parabola. And this is the type of condition where you'd probably see like, you go to bed fine and then you wake up and the whole market is down minus 40%, right? So this is insane. Zooming out, calling this 1, 2, 3. To me, again, I think this is guaranteed. I think given tailwinds and market timing, I think this is a strong probably. And then I don't know about this, would love to see it, but I will personally only have like what I call large moon bags left here. Now, looking at like what I call a realistic bear case here, I really consider the PA through here just like base building. I don't really consider these like kind of like a classic 3 drive expansion. But if you did want to get into that, you could kind of call this one this 2, and then whatever happens here, this 3, and even this kind of like realistic bear scenario, there's overlap right here, right? So that's why I feel so good about this drive up here to the mid hundreds. There's overlap between that realistic bear scenario and then kind of like the plausible best case scenario through 2025. It'll be interesting to see what Bitcoin dominance does here. See if I can pull that up. I have a Bitcoin dominance related selling system. I'm of the mind, and I don't know why this is somehow contrarian now, that this is going down here at least to 50, potentially a little bit lower. Could even go all the way down here. I could make a whole other video about that. I have kind of moved these selling bands up a little bit. I'll probably be heavily taking profit around the low 50s down to around here. But yeah, that's another thing to keep an eye on. But yeah. Getting back to this. That's kind of how I see 2025. Again, I'm kind of clipping out 5% every 2 weeks as my personal baseline kind of from here on out, where I'll skip a sell if things look really bad, and I skipped kind of my January 1st sell here, and I will size up my every 2 week sell if things really heat up or go crazy. Again, I'm looking at on-chain, I'm looking at Bitcoin dominance, I'm looking at social risk, kind of engagement on YouTube, Twitter, and kind of just some like qualitative stuff around mainstream media. Mentions and, you know, the classic, like if your barber's talking crypto, get worried. But yeah, this could happen. Will probably be mostly sold, if not almost entirely, by here. We'll probably sell a decent amount by here with an eye towards data and how overheated it gets. But that's it. Things are bullish, but keep it in perspective. Have a selling plan, whatever makes sense for your portfolio and risk appetite. Do keep things in perspective. A lot of people bullish on Bitcoin and Solana and stuff were in from 20K and $8 to $20 Solana, and a lot of people saying sold to 1K will probably be selling in the high 200s to 300s behind the scenes. So keep things in perspective. Yeah, watch the data, and don't take your eye off the ball. Don't be a moon boy, but I have a good feeling about 2025. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Catch you guys in the next one.